Hello, Chicago friends. Now we're going to see how I get into the peg leg, or what we affectionately call her Peggy Sue. So first thing first, I have to wear a harness, and you'll see what that's for in just a second. But I also have to, I'm a very tall fellow, but I have to wear this platform shoe so that I actually fit properly into the peg leg. So let's get this started, shall we? Now you got to unhook this first so I can actually put the shoe on.
Always get the chicken salad.
Alright. Now, if you'll follow me over here, we'll start the process. After I get the other part on.
Can you tell us what that's for, Richard?
We'll see what this is. Oh, this snaps around my leg, or attaches with Velcro. And as you can see, there's a hook in the back, and what we do, I lift my leg up, and this is what the harness is for. So that's that. And then I hop on over to Peggy Sue here, place my leg in just like that. Now this is the fun part. We have all these belts to attach in. The first one that goes around is the one at the top. That's our secure belt. There are two that keep me attached directly to the peg leg. This is the first one that's responsible for the top. A little bit tighter. There we go. We can go from the bottom up. Get this.
Yep.
Sure.
Do you ever get respite from the leg during the show, Richard?
At intermission, I do. I get to take her off at intermission, and I go directly back to my dressing room and I stretch. So it's very, you get used to it after a while. Actually, it's really wonderful. I've worked with Christine several times, and she gave me plenty of time to prepare for this challenge physically. So I worked with a physical therapist and with Alexander Technique teacher named Lori Schiff in New York City. And we've really worked very hard to get it as comfortable as possible. The tricky thing is not to have a leg cramp. So when you first start having to wear it often, like yesterday in rehearsal, I think we were about 45 minutes in and I started singing and I was like, oh, my leg's cramping. So you have to up your potassium a lot and like really kind of do it like you're running a 10K that day or something like that, because you do sweat a lot in the costume as well. So.
Do you find that it affects your singing as well?
Yes, absolutely. You have to learn to sing with this this harness around you. It cuts off your rib cage. Now, my female colleagues have experience with corsets and such. I do not. So all of a sudden to have this on and not to be able to fully expand your rib cage on a breath is a little different. So you kind of have to finagle your way around it here and there. Yeah.
Shift this around.
Thank you. So when you put the peg leg on, it goes on, and then I have to walk around in it for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we have to tighten it again, because it has to be very, very tight. The whole idea is that it functions as one unit. If it's not tight enough, then when I lift up the leg and move it, I put the leg down and then my knee will come down on it, and that causes me to go off balance, and that's what we're trying to avoid. This is only the 3rd day they've been doing this, and already it's like so awesome. I'm so excited.
How many belts are there over there?
Let's see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 belts.
Wow.
So, and they all have to be rather tight so that they're...
And you added some more belts recently, is that right?
Well, they had to, we met with a prosthetic specialist at LMI Prosthetics in San Francisco named Garrett Hurley, and Garrett fit the upper part to my thigh to fit it to me, so I was able to move correctly without having too much change in movement and things. Let's see here. You can just do more than less. That's great right there. It's really hard to help when someone's doing this. I try and then I realize I'm just in the way.
Does this feel good?
I think it does. Can we see it for a second? So,
King?
this is what we say. This is the time for me to, as I just bang around on it for a few minutes. So I have to kind of just go around this. And you'll see it's covered up by a large coat that I wear during the show. So that you don't see this, a lot of times when I'm downstage, I'll pull my leg in this way. So it's like, and everything's black underneath, so you can't really tell. But there are times that I actually move without the cane. In fact, I like to do that as much as possible because it shows that Ahab is still very much a virile and commanding presence, even though he's lost a leg. So at this point, what we do, see, I feel this would probably be tightened. This one's definitely going to be tightened. So that's our process with her. Every time I put her on, I bang around for a few minutes and then I come back, and then that's the story of Peggy Sue, and she's been very good to me so far. So I'm so excited that you guys get to see her here.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Peggy Sue, and thank you to our stage management.
Yay!